Hunter here. So let's go over the new Guardian Shout for Season 2. How it happens, and then what we're going to be doing on offense, and then what our defense needs to do to be ready also to deal with any successful shouts launched against us. So I'm here at the KSQ Alliance Center, and as you can see, it's in the corner of the map, nicely tiled around. So in Season 1, the only way to get here would be to make a road through all of these tiles. And we all know we love road building. It's the most fun thing in the world, best part of the game. Everyone loves it. Look at this giant road. Oh my god, it's terrible. But what we can do now, we can bring our guardians over to the other state into an area where there's no tiles to worry about special to worry about ROC shouts, and where we can also drop some farms in to create a little bit of a buffer. And what's going to happen is the Alliance Guardian, either Lion or I, is going to be here supported by our strongest castles and surrounded by some farms to increase the marching time, because when they launch this destroyer shout, that person can be attacked by the whole state for 5 minutes. Doesn't matter how far you are, for 5 minutes that person can be attacked. And if the castle survives the 5 minutes, then the shout will land. And it lands literally right next to the Alliance Center. That's where you want to put it. And these clear a 5x5 section of tiles. So from this tile to here is all going to open up and have a bunch of blue flags, which means only we can occupy those tiles. So we're definitely going to put down a rally point, and we'll have room for 3 castles in the first shout. As soon as we finish the first shout, we start the second one right away, but it's going to be another 5 minutes. And the first group of castles to go in, very important. By yourselves, you are not going for the Alliance Center. You are taking tiles, because we don't want to be dragon shouted, and we also want to punch more holes eventually. So the first group of castles to come in, very important. Start taking tiles. Footmen, double calves, whatever it takes to clear out these tiles around your castles as quickly as possible, so you don't have to worry about being shouted. And by the time the second shout lands, we'll have room for another 5 or 6 castles, and we'll start destroying the rally point immediately. So we're going to have room for a lot of castles right next to the Alliance Center, and we'll just go straight for it. And we're going to have to do a little bit of strategy, because we need Lion and I to also be available to defend in 620. But we can really utilize more of the duel time in Season 2. It's not a mandatory start right away. Sometimes it's a little bit of a waiting game, and because we don't want to launch dragons at the same time as they do, because for most states it's going to be a benefit for them. Like, they would rather give up the Guardian shout and land one against us instead of having to fight through Lion and I. So that's the number one change on offense. Now, how do you deal with these as a defense, okay? Let me see if I can drop a pin. Nope, I can't. So our Alliance, let's pretend now this is our Alliance Center, okay? There's going to be a message in Providence chat that says, so-and-so has lost Reign of Chaos Guardian Shout at Elk Alliance. And we're going to look right away and find the incoming arrow. Same as a normal dragon. There's going to be like a marching line for the dragon. And we'll know where the shout is going to land. So we're looking. We found it. Oh, it's going right here. Our defense, which is going to be spread out similar to this Alliance Center with a lot of gaps, because we're going to need actually a good amount of defenders, because all 4 sides of the Alliance Center have to be defended. What's going to happen is, if the shout is landing here, we're going to start tiling immediately in this direction. Or hopefully already have tiles here. But we're definitely going to concentrate the number of tiles around here, so when the opponent lands, it's not so easy for them to avoid being shouted. And, you know, hopefully they're only going to land one if we're busy sending a shout of our own. And if that's the case, then we can deal with one landed shout, no problem. Similar for us on attack, you know, that's why we need them to use up their special dragons, and why we need to clear these tiles as soon as you land. As soon as you land, start sending legions to clear any red tiles that are touching your castle. Make a path over to your castle as quickly as possible and clear out those tiles. If they belong to the enemy alliance or any alliance in the state we're facing, you need to clear them so you don't get shouted and we lose that spot. And if you are getting shouted and you know that a white dragon is coming, it is really good to have a location saved in your phone, so that way you can just get out of there real quick. Hit the teleport, get out of there, and let that white dragon chase you, and then someone else in our alliance will hopefully be watching and can jump in your spot real quick, and we won't lose that spot, and they'll have wasted a special shout. Definitely going to go into this more in paragraph writing, and I need to make a drawing for our AC1 layout, and once I have that drawing, maybe I can use that to better explain some of these strategies. But that's the general gist of season 2 and 3, the big changes. Those guardian shouts are going to open up big holes for us right next to the Alliance Center. And, you know, it's not just a give me, but what I can guarantee you is if we can successfully launch these shouts and they can't, we will 100% be winning that duel. It's like not a chance, because sometimes you do get shut down. That's why you need a good base of tiles, because sometimes you do get shut down only taking out a few buildings. But there's no way in season 2 we're letting anyone touch our buildings unless somehow they get off multiple shouts against us, but I just don't see that happening. But excuse me. That's really what I wanted to tell you guys and explain to you what the difference is. Versus an alliance like 3-4T that doesn't have many powerful players, it's so much easier. Not only do we have more members now, I think 60 is going to be our new benchmark as an absolute minimum of online players. Really, 75 is more like it based on the member list. But we should have plenty of members to be on defense. And then please, 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 don't be in, unless you have to leave early, don't be rushing and fighting for the attack spots. There are going to be spots that are going to open. If someone has a white dragon coming and they leave, you can take the spot. As soon as the next dragon lands, 6 more spots open. Just remember to do your job, and everyone's going to be able to participate and have fun. That's it, guys. Looking at the list of alliances that are probably, theoretically, going to be in our bracket, I really don't see a reason why we can't finish rank 1 this season. The 4 states from our first season 1 bracket were the only one that gained new members and didn't actually go down in power. Not to mention we were for being in the loser bracket, we were the most solid state. So that's the video. That's what I wanted to go over with you guys. Keep on pushing those upgrades, and let's do it. Alright, good luck, guys. Let me know if you have any questions.